Hello everyone, it's Elizabeth from Flowers Talk Tivoli, and let's talk about succulents. Love them, so fun, so easy to take care of, but unfortunately they are a little bit difficult to gauge their watering. So we suggest watering your succulents once every 2 weeks or so. So a lot of people will like to water them like little bits every day or so. Please don't do that. They like to thrive in a drier environment. So think of where they grow kind of naturally. They get a really good water, really nice and thorough, and then they completely dry out. So I would suggest watering your 4-inch succulents, even your 2.5-inch succulents once every, think of it every other week or so is kind of like a good rule of thumb. Whereas most tropical plants, depending on, whether it's a Hoya, Sansevieria, Zizi, all these different plants, they like to be watered weekly. But succulents, we suggest every 2 weeks. There's a couple different ways you could water. So there is the great debate of bottom watering or watering with a watering can. So bottom watering means you're taking your container, you're putting it into your sink with a little bit of water, you're putting it into a bowl of water, and you're letting the plant soak up the water from the bottom. Other ways to water are over the top. So taking your succulent and just simply putting your spout to the side, keep watering until you see water coming out the bottom. You're gonna wanna let it pool for a little bit to be able to come down. That's why we suggest always keeping your plants in the plastic grower's pot so you can really get a good water with them. So if it doesn't have any drainage in it, sometimes you can overwater and then water will sit in the bottom of that container and it will rot from the bottom. So we're just gonna keep doing this. And as I'm doing this, I can feel the weight difference from a dried succulent to one that has more moisture in it for sure. So I'm gonna do that until I see the water dripping out the bottom and I can feel the difference. So I'm gonna do that one more time. So water across the top. And so with a succulent like this, where I can see lots of soil, I can get the spout of my watering can in there really easily, I would suggest watering this from the top. But when it comes to succulents like this, where their petals of the leaf are right on the base of the container, I would take this and I would put it into a bowl of room temperature water, hold it level, because swimming for the first time, it's gonna be bobbly all over the place. And you're gonna see maybe it separate, out of the container a little bit. That's okay. Let it sit there for a couple minutes and get level. Because if you're watering this from the top and the very top of that soil gets really wet, it can cause those bottom petals of the succulent to mold and rot on you, and then that will just end the life of your succulent quite quickly. So again, keeping it in the plastic grower's pot, you can see now it's completely stabilized. Again, I can feel the difference of it being dry versus it being perfectly watered. So I would take this out, so let that sit there for a couple minutes or so. Then I would shake out any excess water, put it on a towel or something like that to drain out. Leave it in your sink if you want to drain out. And then make sure, again, there's nothing dripping out of the bottom of that. Then now I can take this and I can place this back into my decorative pot, and I'm not gonna have any water sitting at the bottom of this. I'm gonna do this once every 2 weeks or so. So plants that you can easily access the soil at the top, that is when I would use my watering can. Plants that are close to the top there, I would not use my watering can, I would bottom water. Another misconception too, a lot of people think that succulents need to be misted. They definitely do not. So it kind of changes its environment. Succulents don't like to be misted. They like to be kept in a very dry environment. So a really good water once every second week or so, and then put them into a bright sunny spot, and then repeat your process every couple weeks. You'll be able to feel the difference between a dry succulent versus a well-watered succulent. So there you go. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Succulents, yay.